set a goal, you go, Armin, how do I know if the goal I'm setting you right? You want to think of like, this is you, right? And inside of this is all the things that you think are real. Inside of your reality, this radar of what you know, what you don't know. This is what you know. Everything outside is what you don't know. So to you, it might be very realistic to make 50 grand a year. To you, it might be very realistic to have, a certain type of car, maybe 2 homes. It could be normal for you. So when you set goals within this area, let's say you set the goal there, it's not big enough to grow you. And because it's not big enough to grow you and you know how to do it, you're missing the point of the goal. Goal's purpose is to grow you, make you better and bigger. So when you set a goal inside of what you already know, this now has no need for you to grow beyond what you already know. Targets might be little by little more than you could do. A goal should be something you aim for. It should be the most reachable thing from the vision that comes out. So it still should feel very big. So this is when you do it inside, what happens is you don't actually grow. That's why usually you don't achieve goals inside that are small. Worse, you achieve them and they do nothing for you. Now, you set a goal outside your comfort zone, too far away. What happens is it's so far beyond, nothing within your vicinity of what you know already. You can't even start because it's so far beyond. It's not, like you don't even know how to start with this. Still, this is better than if you set a goal inside your comfort zone. However, if it's too far out, too big is such a thing compared to your capacity. What happens is you never start and all you feel is inferior. So you just always feel like you're behind. Makes you feel bad. So the sweet spot is this. Setting a goal right at the cusp of too big and too small. So it's big enough that it excites you and small enough that you believe if you really tried, you can actually go and get it. Now in business, we set monetary goals. So what you want to do is, and this is all I want you to do, when it comes to 2023, all we want to do is first, you want to set the dollar amount you want to earn. Notice I said earn. I did not say make. You can make money without earning it. I did not say attract. You do not attract money, you earn it. Money comes in exchange for service. Service is not something that comes after attraction. Earning is a two-way play. So you put down how much you want to earn. What is that number? You put down the date. What I like to do is December 31st and then year, okay? So December 31st, 2023. And everyone could be different. For me, it's always felt that 12 months is far enough that I can actually do something at that time. And it's also close enough that it's exciting enough to know I'm going to hit it soon. And this is the most important part. We'll talk about the price, but now you want to talk about, you want to write down the service you will give in exchange for it. This part is all in the goal statement. So when you look at the goal statement, this is really important. This is how Napoleon wrote it out. This is actually a refined version I made based on having done it for like years. And so if you read it, you actually notice everything that you need to do is inside of this, written inside of it. The problem is most people write it and then they don't actually, even like, first of all, you don't even read it. So it doesn't become a dominating thought in the mind, which means it doesn't consume you or make you obsessed. The second problem is you read it, but you don't do what you're reading. And this requires just a level of painful honesty, like brutal honesty with yourself. Just like massive, pure integrity. Because like you should know if even an inch is off from what you're saying you're doing and you're not. And this is really important. Because like when you read this, you just ask yourself, am I doing this? And you just ask yourself, you don't ask anyone else. Because what's the point of bullshitting yourself? So when you say, okay, by this time, I'm gonna earn and receive. Notice, earn and receive. In my possession, this much money, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the intern. Look at the breakdown. I read a story about Napoleon. It was really funny. He used to say, by this time, I will receive in my possession. He said, I will earn in my possession this much money. And then he told the story about this company he worked for. And he's like, I want to make $150,000. At the time, it was like so much money, so much. And he ended up actually rendering that much service. He was worth that much. And the company even told him like, hey, this is like what we want to pay you. What happened was, though, the company was doing some shady business he didn't know about, and it got shut down by the FBI. So he never got paid the money. And then he went back to the drawing board. He's like, wait, I only said I'm going to earn it. He did. But he never received the money. He's like, so I got to say earn and receive. That's actually a true story. So this is why we say earn and receive. We want to earn the thing, but we also want to make sure it hits our bank account. So see, it's very intentional on every single word we put down. And then we write down, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the intern. This is a wisdom you need to understand. It doesn't come consistently every month. This idea of X dollar a month per business doesn't make sense. The only time that actually is remotely accurate is if you do a whole year in business, calculate your year-to-date sales, divide that by 12, and now you have somewhat of a average monthly income you have actually made. But none of it actually happens that way. You have big months, small months, medium months, big months, small months. So all we care about is that in various amounts it's going to come to us throughout the time from now until this date. Sometimes it happens in a month. one contract, one idea. This is how you got to be looking at it. And this is the part I think people graze over because this is really easy. The rest of it is the part that no one holds themselves accountable to. Like, read this intentionally. This is all the goal setting training you need. Once you know what you want and you know by when you want it, all the rest of it is just what you're going to do. So in return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I'm capable of. I'll give the highest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service and I put coach to my clients as an owner of my business. These are my words. You can change this if you want. Now, it's really important to understand this. When we say most efficient service that you can possibly give, that means you're working to become more productive, faster at what you do. You're tracking your time. You're giving it to clients faster. You see, now we're improving ourselves in this way. When we say the highest possible quantity, it means you're going to give as much as you can, possibly, and not bitch about burnout. Obviously, don't burn yourself out. Burnout is mental, though. Most of you burn out mentally before you do physically. But you should be able to do it as much as you possibly can. If you can do it, you do it. See, now this is an act of service. And while you do the most you possibly can give, you're going to do it at the best possible quality. You won't make it an excuse. Oh, low quality because there's so many people. No, but then you make yourself more efficient to be able to render that service. This is how you get very wealthy. We're not saying you have to do all this stuff to make extra 10, 20,000 a month. Sure, you can make some money. You want to build something great. This is how you have to operate in life. This has to be a way of living. And I look at my business, right? I've set goals. Most of the goals I set, I don't hit. The very few I do, it's changed my life. So you don't get in your head, oh, this goal, if I don't hit it, it means something bad. No, it means nothing. You're closer than you were before you set the goal anyways. That's all that mattered. And I look at my business and I go, okay, every time it suffered, I go back to the basics. I stopped doing some of these things. I stopped giving the highest possible quantity. I stopped giving the best possible quality. I stopped being the most efficient. And I go, of course. And I don't do the thing. The goal starts pulling itself away from me. So this is the most important right here. You understand? In fact, I would even say this. You set this number and you set the date and I want you to forget it. Yes, you're going to read it every morning and night. But in the front of your mind, all you should be thinking about is this. When you wake up today, it's like, yeah, you got your KPI. But don't see the number. See the process that goes into the number. You don't see, I want to make 5 sales this week. You see, okay, 15 people I'm going to get on a call with and generally try to find out what the problem is and see if I can help them fix this. So you're seeing the activity, the work, the service, not the outcome. The outcome will come. And this is now the inner work we do. This is the outer work. This is the inner work. So read this very attentively. Look at this. I believe that I'll have this money in my possession. First of all, you must believe it. That's how we're starting. Because my faith is so strong that I cannot see this money before my eyes. See, when you look at this, you go, my faith is so strong. I can see it in front of me as if it's real already. So how long do we sit down in our mind, just think about it? And actually maybe imagine the Stripe account. Maybe imagine the bank account. Maybe imagine, and this is my favorite one, I used to imagine the Facebook group with the number of clients in it. Because I know that equates to the money, but I'd focus on the impact. So I'd actually look at the program and go, there's this many people. Now I look at it, I'm like, whoa, there's almost 300 people in there. That's what I used to imagine when I only had 30 in there. But I'm seeing something very real in my mind. And I would exhilarate myself about it. I can touch it with my hands. I would actually imagine grabbing my phone. And I'm giving you all the training before my first million. So you understand how it actually happened. I would sit down and look at my phone in my mind. Pretend I open my bank account. And I would open up my revenue account and I would see deposit every single day. Since then that's happened. But I'd focus on this. One of the things I teach in the vision, creating your vision, is to Photoshop. Maybe take some of my stories or whatever you've ever seen. Put your name on it for yourself. I used to take some of the people that have the kind of business I wanted. I Photoshop my name and my company's name on it. It's very powerful because you just see it, like that's what it looks like. The only difference is it's not on my account yet, but this is so real to me. So you make it real. See, I can see it in my life. I can see the money coming into my bank account month after month. I can see the person I become as a result of earning this much money. And I can feel what it feels like to be that person now. This is probably the most important. Obviously, the mind has to become charged with consciousness around earning. There is no problem. And I know some of you guys are kind of in tune, like reading up on like what's been going on with me. So obviously I have a natural resistance as I'm teaching this because I myself am in my self-discovery phase to find out if this is the best approach. All I know is it works, but is this the best or is it the right? I will tell you this though. I don't think, and it's more and more as I introspect how I used to think, I don't think the problem was ever that I wanted to make money. I don't think the problem was ever money itself. I don't also think that the problem was business or KPIs or any of this stuff. It was the attachment to them. It was the attachment to having those things and the stress it caused when I did it and the person I became when it wasn't happening. So the goal should make you a better person, should raise your vibration, should make you more enthusiastic. inspiring individual. People want to be around you. It should make you more compassionate, more loving, because there's so much love inside you, because you feel so good about this goal and something you're working towards. So if it's not doing any of those things to you, then you're attached to the outcome of the goal. See, the goal now owns you. You don't own the goal. So yes, there's nothing wrong with thinking, oh, I want to see all this money coming in. Money, 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 money. There's nothing wrong with this. It's, you make sure you associate all of that with who you are. See, I want you to imagine yourself, what does it feel like to be that confident, that clear, that efficient? Being a person that is filled with love and feels in center and in control in your life. These feelings. Feeling of total freedom, total bliss, loving what you do. Because when you're that person, this money will come. And it'll come, be followed with peace. If not, it will be preceded by peace. And peace is what we want. We think the money will give us that. That's all we're saying. Is don't think the absence of wanting things is the secret to life. No, the secret to life is give. The secret to life is this. Give the most efficient service of what you're capable of. The highest possible quantity, the best possible quality of service. That's it. That's the secret. Everything else comes. And you want to charge your mind and you want to tell your mind, hey, I want to do this thing. So increase my capacity. You ask infinite intelligence in a prayer, in a meditation, whatever you want to do. Maybe just thinking about it. This is enough. But you say, increase my capacity. Right now, I don't know how to have more conversations every day with people. I don't know how to take more sales calls. I don't know how to take on this many clients. I don't know how to make course videos. I get overwhelmed when I think about it. I don't know, but I know I must. I know if I want the thing, if I want to get to this place, I have to learn these things. So bring to me what I need. You'll find you find a very hopeful energy in you. They'll give you that inspiring, like boost of energy to get it done. And then you'll feel good about doing these things. You want to feel like it's a burden or it's heavy or it's overwhelming. And this is the part where you really got to visualize this. The money is waiting to transfer to me at the time in the proportion that I deliver the service in return for it. See, it's waiting. It doesn't have to be chased. It doesn't have to be found. It doesn't have to be begged for. It's waiting for you as soon as you deliver the service in return for it. That's all. Everything's service focused, if you noticed. This is now what I'm realizing. It's like how much service focus is in this simple prayer that Napoleon told us to read every day. And then this is the part where you're not alone. So you're asking infinite intelligence. You say, listen, I'm waiting a plan from you, an idea. Not always a plan, sometimes it's an idea. Sometimes it's just like a realization. That's not always a plan. When we think plan, we think someone give me a playbook. No, it could just be the idea. It could just be the ability to decide on something, to help me achieve this goal. And I'm gonna follow that plan once it's received, which means no doubting, no hesitation. You just make up your mind, you run. So this is a very simple thing. It's very easy to sit down, what you wanna make by when, no problem. What's most important is every day hold yourself accountable to, are you doing this? Every day. I found my self-confidence formula. When I first started, I'd written out the self-confidence formula from Law of Success. It's not even in Think and Grow Rich. Every day, and back then I didn't have any money, nothing that I have today, no business, even before SGC. I wrote this out and I read it every single day. There's 5 things Napoleon said you must read to yourself every day and make sure you do. So look at this. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the object of my definite purpose in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, aggressive, and continuous action toward its attainment. Second, I realize that the dominating thoughts of my mind eventually reproduce themselves into outward bodily action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Therefore, I will concentrate my mind for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person I intend to be, by creating a mental picture of this person and then transforming that picture into reality through practical service. Third, I know that through the principle of autosuggestion, any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of realizing it. Therefore, I shall devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of the factors named in the 15 lessons of this reading course on the Law of Success. Fourth, I've clearly mapped out and written down a description of my definite purpose in life for the coming 5 years. I've set a price of my services for each of these 5 years, a price that I intend to earn and receive through the strict application of the principle of efficient, satisfactory service, which I'll render in advance. And fifth, I fully realize that no wealth, and this is the one that always stuck with me, and I was reading this, I'm like, how much of this am I still doing? I fully realize that no wealth or position can long endure unless built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction which does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to me the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because I'll first serve them. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all of humanity, because I know that a negative attitude toward others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I'll believe in them and in myself. I will sign my name to this formula, commit it to memory, and repeat it out loud once a day with full faith that it will gradually influence my entire life. so that I will become a successful and happy worker in my chosen field of endeavor. I wrote this in 2019, January 1st, 2019. So we just start when we're setting goal, like I told you, in this radar. All you want to do is just know your own capacity and set it right at the marker of what you know will stretch you from what you're usually used to, because that'll grow you. And what's big enough that it will reach you to break your comfort zone. Set too much, you'll never achieve anything, because you don't set it with any intelligence towards what it will take. Set it too little, you have no belief in yourself that you can do anything better than what you've already done. So you want to set it right outside, just like that. And remember, you want to know, Armin, am I setting the right goal? Goal's purpose is to make you better and bigger. Better person, more easy to be around. It should only improve your personality. And when it starts to diminish your personality, if it starts to make you a very stressful person, anxious person, tyrannical person, it makes you a forceful person, it makes you a controlling person, then nothing is wrong with the goal. It's that you've become attached to the goal, this chain. So if this doesn't happen, now bad things for you.